It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we'll see the lefty, Tua Tagovailoa, after his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Chiefs and the Texans. All that and more coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we reach Week 15 and we've got a good matchup in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans. Again, everyone, with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. December's here, so will that elusive first win be under the tree? At 0-13, they need one.
Priority one, win the game. The second part, though, ensure that you've got a chance to play for this team next year. This team may undergo a lot of changes before the next season.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So here are the Chiefs now coming out for their opening drive. They're led out by the southpaw Tua Tagovailoa in his third season now out of the University of Alabama.
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So, obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other two-thirds, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. And there on your screen, Charles, the key inactives guys out this week.
And there's never anything good about any injury, but there's a silver lining to them, is that it creates opportunity for someone else on the depth chart.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
All right, partner, going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Back deep is Travis Carey. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the 7th-year man out of Cal, the top pick back in 2016, Jared Goff.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw taken in by Watkins here. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The Texans at 0-13 here on the year. December is here, so will that elusive first win be under the tree this month?
Yeah, they sure would love to unwrap that package and have it be a win. I mean, let's face it, that's all everyone is desperate for, the only present that they really want. Second part, though, You want to ensure you've got a chance to make the roster next year. You're being evaluated in a big way. And let's face it, a lot of changes will probably occur between now and next September.
Here's the option going left on second down. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Throwing on third. Gone. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 44-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line. Here's Goff on the option. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. On second down, it's Taylor. And he stopped immediately there. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. A shotgun snap for Goff. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And it's now 3-0 Texans. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
On second down, another run for Dillon. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run once more with Dillon. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Second and 7, operating from the 34. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the first down.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Here's Tua. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 44-yard line. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first, 18 yards that time.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Tua to throw again. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Give him 32 on the play.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Dillon on the inside give. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Running up the middle, here's Dillon. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. A.J. Dillon, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was A.J. Dillon who capped it off with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. Now on 2nd and 13. Goff, he's going to look deep for Watkins. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Back to throw, Goff. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. KC's offense ready to take over. The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Pretty effective opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the touchdown run earlier, and if he pops more of these 10 to 20-yard carries, could be a long game.
Yeah, those types of explosive runs wear down a defense. I think they need to add more people to the box, closer to the line of scrimmage, force them to throw the football, and see if they can slow them down that way.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. On 2nd down, Dillon. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 56 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Out left side here to Bryant. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Dillon now on 1st and 10. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
1st and goal, Kansas City.
From the gun, it's Tua. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Dillon is in. Touchdown, Chiefs. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was A.J. Dillon who capped it off with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the 50, it's Goff. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Goff now looking to throw. And he'll just get rid of it. On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Dillon up the middle. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. On 2nd down, another run for Dillon. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on a 35-yard strike. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. From his goal line here, Goff. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage, and that's exactly what he got done there.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. We've seen that before. Jeffrey Simmons making a stop behind the line.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Goff. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now Goff. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Hawk, as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. Open man downfield. That's Smith-Schuster. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Chiefs.
Tua now on 1st down. And this one is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And Shark calls it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
First down, Kansas City.
Now Tua. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. To throw on 2nd and 10. Tua. Bryant with a catch right side. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
A gain of 13 yards. And a first down for Chiefs.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Benson Mayowa, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Up the middle they run. Here's Dillon. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Harrison Bryant. His 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they're a PAT from going up 21-3.
And there's no doubt in my mind, you're liking what you're seeing so far, aren't you?
It's been unbelievable. Like a well-oiled machine, if you will.
What's really tough, though, that defense, they're leaping the shadows at this point. They don't know which way to go. They're being hit in every direction, and they have no answers thus far.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. On 2nd and 10, Goff. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And he fires one incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff now looks to throw. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And Goff's throw taken in by Slayton. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Goff. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. To the air again, Goff. Got his man, and he coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. The drive starts with a carry by Dillon. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Tua sets up to pass it. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for KC. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they did even less on the ground as they've struggled to get the run game going.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Goff now to throw. This is caught. It's Woods. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 39. That's good for 28 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. On the handoff, this is Taylor. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Goff. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chauncey Golston in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Throwing again on 2nd down. Tua. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the 3rd quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's the big man Dillon with it. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going, that's exactly what you're looking for.
Tua's throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. And the Chiefs are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Dillon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tua now, 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Travis Carey. And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Gone. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now it's gone. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. A huge play there for Houston. 41 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. Oh, nice move. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Taylor. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 12-yard line. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit. And that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Running left, Taylor. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. York able to send this one through, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, they got the turnover and were able to drive it down, Charles, but ultimately in the end, the defense holds up, and they only come away with the 3 points.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of ground, but when they had to, they settled in and prevented the interception from leading to 6 points. Because you never want to see turnovers turn into any type of points against you, but better to give up 3 than 6.
And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Sharks got it left side. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 20-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Tua going to throw. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
38 yards on the play. And the 1st down for Chiefs.
We're off after the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Dillon now on 1st and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. From the 25 on 2nd down. Tua looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bryant. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 75 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Texans are right back in this football game. Now with that interception, you feel like we've got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Goff. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Going deep here for Watkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Look at DJ Chark as he and the rest of the offense head back out. He's been a load for them to handle defensively, I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Now on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now Carey. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Goff. And that's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This will be fielded at the 17. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Tua. Got a man here. It's Bryant. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long. And I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Again to Bryant, and again it's caught. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Second and 2. They'll try the left side with Dillon.
And not much running room. Down to the 32.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. The open man is Chark. It's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Throw over the middle, secured by Gordon. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 23-yard line.
Dillon up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
92 yards rushing now as he's done it on 22 carries.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They run again with Dillon. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
They run once more with Dillon.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Dillon diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. What a game it's been for him in the backfield, Charles, as he pounds it into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, and he hits the end zone one more time, and his blockers cleared all those lanes. Before the snap, they called for the heavy unit, right? 3 tight ends coming on the field, and they got the job done clearing the way.
Coup now for the point after.
He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was A.J. Dillon who capped it off with a touchdown run. This taken in at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Houston set to take over. To be frank, you really have to feel for them. This is appearing to not be their week yet again. So another loss in the cards as they trail big in quarter number 4.
On 1st down, it's Goff. Eluding the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Marcus Golden able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
A give for Taylor running right side.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. 3rd and long. It's Goff. And this is caught by Watkins. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Taken from just outside the 30. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 121 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with, has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Back to Dillon on first down.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Again, it's Dillon.
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, first down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Chiefs, it's a fourth win of the campaign as they get to 4-10 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it's now 14 games without a win, with time running out to try and get one. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.